Okay, y'all, I'm going to tell you a story about Aspen Grove where I grew up. We had a lot of apparitions on the property, but there was one in particular that so affected me that it inspired a lot of my sort of gothic and atmospheric work. This happened when we had two cottages on the property, and we lived near the university, so we would rent the cottages out to college students. Well, we rented the little cottage out to this one college student, and he was in there studying one night. It was almost a full moon, so it was pretty bright out, and he looks out the window, and there's somebody staring in at him, and wearing like all black. And he gets up and he races out of there, and he chases this person toward the barn and the stables. And there's this big meadow there where we board horses, and we had our own horse there too. But he sees this man descend into this meadow, and the guy climbs right onto one of the horses. And this guy's like, oh my God, he's going to take a horse. So he runs up to the house, and he tells my father. And my father and my brother come out, and they go down to the field, and they all go way out into the field looking, where is this guy, where's this guy? Well, there's a creek running through the field, and the creek gathers all the mists at the end of the night, so there was like a fog down there. It was making it harder for them to be able to tell which horse is missing and, what's happening. But they can hear this horse in the distance very faintly pounding, just the hooves pounding on the ground. And then they hear this man give, sort of a shout like you would do to a horse, hey! And he does it twice. And they can hear the horse pounding, but they know it's way on the other end of the meadow. And the fog is so thick, there's no way they're going to find this horse. And this guy could just run them down. They wouldn't even know it. So they wait, and all of a sudden the sound is gone. I mean, there's no more horse hooves. There's no more yelling. It's just silent. And the horse comes back through the mist. And it's tired, but it's not hurt. It's fine. So they decide to put the horses up in the stable because they're, not sure about this guy's going to come back and steal a horse. But, the meadow was fenced, so we figured he couldn't get very far. But I think it was probably, it might have been a couple of weeks later, we had all kind of forgotten the incident and just, chalked it up for some crazy person. But my brother and my sister and I, we were in the barn playing, and it was after dark, and we turned off the floodlight, and we decided to go back to the house. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody or something moving in the meadow, and it was a full moon by then. And I looked out there, and there is this dark man wearing what looks like a cape, and the cape looks like it's hitting him about the top of his thighs. But it's flowing, and you could tell it's a cape, the way he's moving and the way it's moving in the moonlight. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And so my brother and my sister look over, and my brother gets really indignant, and my sister gets hysterical because she's seeing this figure climbing onto her horse. Well, she had a white Tennessee Walker named Lucifer, and it was her baby. And she got real upset when she saw this guy. He just climbed on it like it was nothing. And so she goes racing after him. And my brother races after her because he's thinking, oh my God, my sister's going to, she's chasing a horse thief. And I'm standing there at the top of the meadow thinking, I don't know if I want to stay here or if I want to go with them. If I'm here, I'm further away from the crazy person. But if I'm down there with them, I'm near people that could protect me. And, I'm debating this because I'm just a little kid. So I end up joining them down there. And we're down in what's like a bog almost. It's near the creek. And the fog is very thick, and it's getting thicker by the minute. It's just billowing in, and we can hear the horse clearly pounding on the ground. You can almost feel the ground vibrate. It's not that far away, and we hear the man yell once, some kind of encouragement for the horse to move it, and I heard the horse whinny a few times, and then it got real distant, and we realized it was on the far side of the meadow. And my sister's crying because she wants her horse, but all of us are too scared to try to chase it. And we hear it coming closer again, and my brother decides he's just going to go for it. And he just goes right out into the fog. And the horse is bright white. And when he got close, when he could hear and feel that horse pounding nearby, he saw it. He was like right on its haunches at one point. he could almost reach out and touch it because it came around in a circle and he was right on it. And the figure on top of the horse bent forward over the horse's neck. And when it did that, it disappeared completely. It was gone. And even with the fog and everything, where Scott was, he was really right on it, and he could see that this guy didn't exist anymore. He didn't jump off the horse, he didn't fall off the horse. He leaned forward and was gone. The horse was fine, and my sister looked it over, and we put him away in the stable for a while. We told our parents what happened, and we had pretty much a general consensus that we knew the horses couldn't leave the field, that this person really couldn't hurt the horses. So we just pretty much agreed not to go out into the meadow at night and just to leave the horses alone. My sister for some time kept boarding the horses up in the stable at night. She was just too freaked out by it. And eventually, a few months later, she decided to get rid of the horse. We gave him to somebody who had a lot of horses and really wanted the horse. And we quit boarding the other horses. But I never felt the same about that field since then. And I'll never forget the sight of that guy. Just one swoop up on that horse, just so easy. And that cape and the fog and the white horse and just disappearing in the mist, it was like something out of Sleepy Hollow. It was just too hard to believe. And we never had trouble with him again. Of course, we never had horses again either. So I guess we'll never know.